Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Egbert, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, you can see we're at the Stop Struggling Now virtual office, Opus virtual office. That's right. We're going to talk about that briefly, but we're going to talk about why you should be buying gold, silver, and precious metals right now. We're going to go over historical records. We're going to talk about what you can do right now and even earn, can I hear it, dividends. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. You can see we're here at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And once again, I want to thank you, and please share the videos. Other people need help. Other people can get these free shares of stock. And today, before we talk about anything, we have a join button over here. It's a membership button, and YouTube was kind enough to give us this membership button when we just had 5,000 subscribers. Can you picture that? They used to have to wait till you had a lot more subscribers, but thanks to you guys clicking on ads and actually participating here on YouTube by hitting the like button and things like that, they gave us a membership button. So that's how you can show your support, right over here. And because a lot of us are trying to find ways to make money, some of you may not want to do your residential home address, so therefore I'm talking about Opus Virtual Office. We're going to get into the gold and silver and what has been happening over the last few years and how you can make money with gold and silver without actually having physical gold and silver. But before we get into it, you can see we're on the Opus Virtual Office page. There'll be a link down below if you want to sign up. This helps people who have a residential address or maybe mobile and travel a lot, and you want to have a business or a company and have a live receptionist. You have somebody to answer your phones. You have a business phone, a business fax. You also have a voicemail converted to email. You can see over here on the right hand side, and fax converted to email if you're on the go. And therefore, this helps you have a commercial location for your LLC or corporation and somebody to answer your phones in a business phone fashion. And you have it with 411. So you can sign up with the link down below, and it's all about making additional income. If you'd like to be an affiliate for Opus Virtual Office, where you can send other people, there'll be a link down below as well. So you can find out more about that, but it's plain and simple. Whoever you refer to Opus Virtual Office, if a person signs up, your referral, you get $50 one time. That's it. It's pretty simple. So you can help other people. There's lots of people out of work right now, and this could help a lot of people. Now, let's get into the free goodies. Everybody knows you get, this is Webull. It's an app. I'll have a link down below. You get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600, but they've switched it up. You only have a couple days left. This expires September 30th. The reason why you're going to get 2 free stocks is, as you can see here. 1, sign up and receive 3-month level 2 advance. Okay. 2, open a brokerage account and make an initial deposit of $100 or more and receive a free stock. How do you get a second stock? It's only good from September 24th through September 30th. When you deposit $100, where you get 2 free stocks. It usually comes in your account 7 to 10 days later. So just letting you know. Robinhood, links down below for both of these, also still has their free share stock, 1 share stock, and you do not have to make any deposit whatsoever. Once you sign up with these apps, once again, you have a refer a friend situation. You can send your link, the links in the app. You click on the free stock and there'll be a link, invite others. You invite other people, they sign up, you get a free share stock too. So you can do refer a friend. Now, let's get down to why. Gold and silver. Why would you buy gold and silver? Whether it's physical gold and silver or Stocks. Remember, I always say stocks are way lighter. Paper's way lighter. But we're going to get into it. In case some of you have missed the previous videos, we had a special guest on, Yankee Stacking. This is what he talks about all the time, is stacking gold, silver, coins, bars, Constitution silver, his reasons for doing it, and prepping in case of when SHTF. So I'll get into that also. Now, you can see today, silver, $23.44. Gold, $18.81. About a month ago, silver was up to about $27 and gold was about $2,000. Why has it come down? Well, here's the situation. It's real simple. Gold and silver prices are manipulated. The United States government has printed over $10 trillion. Our GDP in one full year is only 18, 19, 20 trillion. They've printed more than half of our GDP from thin air, which causes inflation. This is why you mess around with precious metals, because it's a hedge against inflation, and as Yankee always says, it's insurance. But I'm going to show you about this insurance, because I'm not so sure it really is insurance. And this is the thing that all the gold stackers and silver stackers and precious metal stackers are going to probably want to comment down below about. Because I don't like insurance, but it's a necessary evil. Car insurance, necessary evil. House insurance, necessary evil. That's about it. Medical insurance, necessary evil. Catastrophic. When you're trading in your fiat money to buy gold, silver, precious metals, that fiat money could be used to make money while you sleep. The thing about precious metals, when you actually have physical, is they don't make money while I sleep, is my problem. And they're not liquid. But we're going to get into all that because we're going to go to the historical records. In case some of you have been around for over a year, I've went through the historical records before to show you why I have my belief and how we're going to make money during the next 1 to 2 years by simply buying gold and silver. And I recommend right now you should consider buying, whether it's physical gold and silver from APMEX or SD Bullion. You should get some over the next, it doesn't really matter, week, month. You'll be fine. It's going to rise over time because that's what happens with inflation. Now look, I'm going to show you right here, 1919 silver price is $17.38. Less than a year ago, silver price was also $17.30, 100 years later. So anybody who would have bought at $17.38 in 1919, sure, the prices went up above that over time, but you would have had to wait all the way till we got to 1969 to get back to $18.31 in 1968 actually. 50 years almost. So this is why, and how many lifetimes? That's 2 generations more than likely. First, the person would have been 18, 19, 20, 30, and here it is 50 years later, that's 80. You'd have been 80 years old before you saw it even get your money back. Meanwhile, you didn't get your money back because the $17 is gone, eaten up due to inflation. So I just want to understand this is what happened the first time before it even got back up to 18. And then in reality, since this is messed up, let's see what we got. In reality, you would have had to wait till 1974-ish, 73, 74, before it would even get up to $26. So again, you would have been dead before you found any reason to sell it. So again, This is why, again, I should hold on before I get into that. We were on the gold standard up until around 71, 72. And this is when we could start printing money in 72 out of thin air because we got off the gold standard. And as you can see, this is why the silver price went up. Not a whole bunch, but it still went up. I guess if you bought when it was $8 in 1953 or bought when it was $10 in 1964, then I guess $22, $23, $25. They have ups and downs, and there's market forces that cause this to occur. So as you can see here, it drops back down in 1977, 78. But now when there's another recession, when they have to print money, you see what's going on. A skyrocket. So in all this 100 years, you only see a skyrocket only like 3 times. And those 3 times are after 1975. So in other words, here we are in 1973, the silver price is $26.39, the same as it was 3 weeks ago. If you would have held it from 74 till 2020, what good would that have done you? Except if you would have sold when it went up to 41. But anyhow, that's the first time in essence, or you can say it's the second time, but to me, that's minimal to be holding your money for years when it only may be double. So again, we got 1981, and then we drop all the way to 2000 when it drops down. And if anybody would have bought their silver in 1981 at $40, you'd still be underwater. So that's the first time, the second time I'll call it. And now here's the third time in 2002, 2003, where it went up here again, only back up to 24.43. And then once again, we have this drop off in 2008, and it goes back up here to 56 in 2011. And if you'd have bought in 2011 or 2012, 2013, you would still be underwater. Meanwhile, you have been holding your gold and silver all this time, earning nothing on your money. Zero. So the chart is almost the same with gold. You see here, we'll go back 1915, it's $500. 1934, it's $684, but it drops down in 1970 once again. But we go off of that gold standard, and what happens? Because we're printing money, it goes up. What happens in the late 70s when there's a recession and they start printing money? It goes up. So you see the same timeline. So what are we going to do about it? Well, like I said, when we had special guest on Yankee Stacking, we were talking about these things. I'm here on his channel. You guys, if you're into gold, silver, stacking, prepping, things like that, that's what he talks about all day, every day, and he helps out a lot of people. So you should go and sign up with him and subscribe. But here, I'm going to put down, like I said, he has a community tab. He has a join button as well. So on his community tab, you can see, in case you don't go to the community tab on YouTube, we have one as well. You can go there, and I post up almost every day something. But he's showing some stocks that he's invested in, and these are like gold and silver miner stocks. Some of you have heard me talk about BTG. All right, I don't know the time frame on this, but he's saying he bought some more 2 days ago. All right, I can't blame him. I'm on the same boat. It dropped from silver, dropped from, like I said, $27, $28 down to 23. Gold was over 2,000. It's back to 1881. They have these pullbacks, as you can see from the chart, in history. Except one thing, we have printed over $10 trillion out of thin air, and more is to come. So therefore, we should see a sharp increase in these prices even after they're manipulated. So this is why I'm suggesting you get in right now. And so the first thing is you can buy gold and silver from APMEX, SD Bullion, your favorite coin shop. You can go in and see the people. Now, these are stocks, though, that you can buy, which to me are much more liquid. So as you can see here, the increase is this price, but the percentages. 7%, 23%, 9, 16, 15, 14% on your money. That's the increase in the value because it's still a stock. So just like Apple, just like Tesla, well, not like Apple. Apple pays a dividend. Tesla, which and Alphabet, which is Google, they don't pay dividends. So therefore, the stock prices went up. So that's the percentage of increase of your stock price. Like Jeff Bezos, when the stock price shoots up, he gains more wealth, as they call it, because he owns a large number of stock of his own Amazon stock. So that's what you have to consider here. It's not actual physical, but he can sell his stock today, have money in his account 24 hours later. So that's why it's liquid. Now, I just want to show you these because we're going to talk about them. All right, so stand by. This, I'm going to show you something because you should have Robinhood and Webull, and you should have this AG, BTG, FNV, gold, sand. And we have a few more that I've been talking about. So we're going to go look at something. I'm going to show you something. While you were sleeping last year, and on his chart he had GOLD, gold. Last year, gold was $17.33. A year later, it's $27. To give you an idea, a lot of people like to make money on their money. That's 60% almost, 59% on your money in increased value, and you could sell it. But the reason I like gold is because there's a dividend. At least I get 0.58% on my $27.94. But think of this. When we were talking about it last year, when it was around $17, your dividend would have been closer over 1%. 1.4, 1.5. So you were getting dividend checks every 3 months. That's why, that's the difference between physical gold, because now you don't mind holding it. At least you get something for your money. And this is what you can buy at Robinhood and Webull or any exchange. I mean, it could be TD Ameritrade. It could be Chase. It could be anybody. All right. So next up on his list was sand. And once again, you could see last year, a year ago, it was $5.64. This year, it's $8.38. 48% increase in price, but sand does not have dividends. And keep in mind, these are mining stocks. So this actually, you're hedging against, let's just put it plain and simple. Last year, it was when they pull the gold out of the ground, it was valued at $5.69. Actually, that's not quite right. It's whatever APMEX. Let's go. I won't get into it, but let's just say it was around $15, $16. Let's say it's that. So if it was $15, $16, then it was, that's what the actual price of, well, gold wasn't 16, that's silver. Anyhow, gold price was probably around 1,500. But that's not the kicker. We're not doing the gold price itself. We're buying the mining stocks. It costs, so when the price rises, let's say to 1881 like it is now, then now the gold mining companies make more money because the new gold they're pulling out is worth more. This is why their share price goes up, and this is why there's an increase of 47%. Yet gold did not go up 47%. Are you getting it yet? It was around 1,500, 1450, 1550. If gold would have went up 50%, then it would be over, it'd be in the 2000s. Actually, it'd be 3,000, pretty close to that. 750, 22. Yeah, it would be around $2,200, $2,400, and it's not. So and it weighs a lot less. So anyhow, I'll keep going real fast here. I won't take up much more of your time, but I just want to give you a reason on why you should get into gold and silver, whether it's physical or whether it's paper. I don't really care which one, but once again, I'm advocating this after a year when I was advocating it a year ago. You could see, again, another FNV that he has on his list has increased 52%. and they issue dividends. The lower the price, the higher your dividend percentage, the more you make. So again, when it was at $91 and here now it's at $139, the dividend at $91 would have been a little more, probably 1.5% on your money when you invested back there, and he's getting a check every 3 months. Now let's talk about something I was talking about and he talked about on this channel. If you ever, like I said, if you're not a member, go sign up. But AUY, you could see here, it's gone up 73% since we were talking about it last year. And as you can see, even at the $5.70 price, you get 1.24% on your money. Last year, this was over 2% on your money. Okay? Checks come, again, every 3 months. Another one that's on his list, and you heard me talk about it before too, BTG. B as in boy, T as in Tom, G as in George. Everybody on podcasts has heard about this before. And between a 1 year, 98% on your money. Again, they're a mining stock. No dividend yield on this one, but they have increased almost 100%. Gold itself has not, but the miners have. And actually, they do something a little different. They actually, you got to look up BTG, because not only do they mine, they do some other things as well. So this is why they have a higher value. DRD, D as in David, R as in Robert, D as in David. You've heard me talk about this before. All you guys who were sleeping and haven't gotten it still yet, you would have earned 162% on your money, an increase if you decided to sell it now. But during that time, even at $11.81, they're giving 5.46% on your money. Imagine what you would be getting at half price when it was $4.25. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You too would be sitting at 9%, 10% on your money. All right? And enjoying the rise to $11.81. This is why it's important that you watch the videos. This is why it's important that you watch most of the video. Not everybody watches most of the video. I can see the watch times in the background, not from the individual people, just the averages. So if you sometimes may not have watched the video, just like now, some people don't know that DRD gives 5.46% on their money, and they have a hedge against inflation, or as some say, insurance against this inflationary fiat currency. All right? So let's go. Here goes the next one that you can get as a stock. That's an ETF, and it's S as in Sam, I, V as in Victor, R. And you can see last year, $16. This almost mimics the actual silver price, by the way. That's why I do SIVR. So it's only went up 36% value-wise. And if you'd have bought it in March, then you would have, like you should have, like we talked about in March or April, you would be up a higher percentage than that. You'd be up 92%. So again, you can see the dip has come, and this is why everybody in the stacking community should be advising to get gold, silver, precious metals at this time. And I'll leave one last one, and that's going to be it for this video. Fortuna Silver Mines, FSM. You guys have heard me talk about this. And again, 100% on your money over the last year. What's the difference between last year and this year? Oh, let's get down with it, ladies and gentlemen. 2017, tax cut, tax break meant more money printed up. So quite naturally, inflation was coming, gold, silver rises. Pandemic comes, printing of $6 trillion. And there's more coming. A year or two from now, there's going to be inflation as well. What do you think's going to happen with physical gold and silver and paper gold and silver? It's not a guess. We are doing an educated guess, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you do with the stocks. You investigate. You determine if this is what you want to do with your portfolio, with your money. This is what I'm doing with my money. I'm the CEO of my life. What are you doing? And all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. This is why even if you're going to be in the gold, silver, precious metals market, you sign up whether it's paper or whether it's physical. And if it's paper, then you share your link with Webull and Robinhood and any other links that you have to help people invest instead of throwing their money away, and where they can actually earn money every month or every other month. And I'll give you a tidbit. PSEC. All right? They give dividends every month. You can earn 14% on your money. Good. GOOD as in David. These are not gold and silver stocks. But, again, you would get a check every month for that stock as well. So that's just 2 more items as a bonus item for you. All right? And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.